that? Yeah, it looked like that's working. Okay, let me make sure. To stuff. What's good? What's good? What's good? Doing something different today. You gonna do some coding? You gonna write some code? Hold on, let me update the Twitches real quick. Let me just update this. Not playing video games. We are doing very serious development, maybe? Software and game development. Everyone. Tags is gonna be English. Do some combos, some chatting, some learning. Junkie definitely in there. We're gonna get rid of Miles Morales, Peter Parker, and Reb Slinger. We'll put in React JS maybe? TypeScript. We'll do sanity.io. What we do? Sanity. And we'll do rock. Rocking. I don't know if that's a real thing or not. And then that should be enough. Alright, that should be enough. Go ahead, hit done on that. Alright, yeah. So all we doing, we're finna write some code. We're gonna work on a project today. Nice little project. Get some chill beats up in. Chill beats going. Yeah. I hear some chill beats. Let's turn that down a little bit. Alright. So let me mute whatever's. Here's some audio. Okay. Alright. Alright. So I'm finna knock out this little work. And really what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to learn this new software. So like I always like to start when I learn new software, I give myself real actual tasks, you know what I'm saying? So what I'm going to try and do today is, so for those of you who don't know, Sanity is like a content management system, and I've already built myself kind of a starting point of the content management system. I got 2 content types right now, but I want to take this a step further, and I want to make this in such a way that, actually, let me get rid of this content real quick. Hang on. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and pause this video stream. Let's do this. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do some content from scratch so that people can really understand content management system itself, right? So let's do that first. Make sure we delete all of our content, and we'll do everything from scratch. For these stories, we can just make these out to be something similar to all right, yeah, okay, delete that. We'll delete people. And then so wait, let me take a step back. Let me just explain this real quick. So for those of you who don't know, the web today is ran by something called content management systems, right? So essentially what happens is you got a website, it's 1,000 pages long, but you got these things called templates. And the templates are usually powered by content types, like various content types, right? And all of that's powered by a content management system. So in a content management system, you'll have some content types like, for example, an article, right? Let's say you're a news magazine, right? You'll have an article, you'll have section fronts, right? You'll have featured or breaking news stories. And all of those things get stored into a content management system so that a template, something like React or Node or Drupal, something like that, can take that content management system's content and display it on the front end. So a good example of that, let me unhide this browser. A good example of that is literally any news website in the world, right? Like, so if we go to Let's go back over here. If we go to like USA Today, this is a website that's powered by a content management system. Okay, so in their content management system, they may have a thing called stories, right? All of these things right here that I can click on, these headlines, these are stories with different categories, right? So like this here, this is a pentagram story that's like one of their featured positions, right? So it's probably tagged with something like featured. These are top headlines, right? So they're still stories. They also look the same, but they get sent to a different place thanks to the power of the content management system, right? So what I want to do is I'm trying to take this Sanity.io platform and really see how far it can stretch. What I've done so far is I've created two content types, right? I got stories, which is like these guys, and then I got people, which is like when you see this is by a person, like by Coachy here. Coachy is one of the people in their content management system, and they normally have attributes, right? Like a bio, a Twitter, an email, and you can create more than one person and assign them to be the author of a bunch of stories, right? So all of these are Coachy's stories. Okay, so what I want to do today is I want to actually take this step further. I'm using Insanity right now, and let's go through this real quick. Let's actually create a person and then create some stories that that person owns, right? I'm gonna do that real quick. Let's just create me. We'll do a Chris. Actually, let's do combo. The junkie. Job title is gonna be awesome developer. And then the company is going to be Combo Junkie Media. All right, Combo Junkie Media. So my email is going to be combojunkie@msn.com. My phone number is going to be 331-000-473, whatever. That's not working. Wait, could I not have 0, 2, 1, 2? So there's validation on this field, and I'm guessing that it's saying that that can't be. What about 847 212 13? There we go. Okay, so all right, so let's make a short bio. Let's say Combo Junkie is one of the coolest dudes in the world. That's my short bio. Then I'll make a long bio that's kind of the same, but it expands a little bit. So I'll say, Combo Junkie is one of the coolest dudes in the world. He is always showing the world how to amazing combos in all shapes and forms. Okay, so there's that. Super awesome. Give myself some certifications. I'll say Combo Junkie. Let's just do Combo Expert. And then I'll say gaming pro, right? And then we'll add some education. I'll say, excuse me, Junkie University. Actually, no, it's gonna be like Bachelor of Science at Junkie University, right? And then my media contact, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Barack Obama. And then his email is going to be b.obama@msn. No, let's do at combojunkie.com, right? So we got Barack as one of our media contacts. Let's give myself an image. I already have an image here that I like to use for these types of things. So let's upload that. That's definitely Combo Junkie. And then the caption there can be, actually the alt text will be Combo Junkie in office, and then the caption will be, that's definitely a Combo Junkie. And for the disclosure, I'll just say some disclosure content here. I won't fill this in. I don't care about that, man. And compliance code, we'll say 0, 2, 4. And then here, these are tags here. These are just random things for tracking. We'll say eval. E1 file 1 so we can distinguish it the other side, and then we'll say declick 1 cat 1. Okay. All right, so now we got a full person. Publish this guy, and the expectation now is that, so we can see there's a little preview there, right? So the expectation now is that when I visit, hang on, I'm getting a call. All right, that was a FaceTime call. All right, so the expectation now is that when I go create a story, I can actually assign that story to say it was by this dude, this combo junkie. So I'm not gonna waste too much time here. I'm just gonna go steal some existing story. All right, we'll just do this. Oh no, that's a whole. Sorry to hear that, man. All right, let's just do this ballot case one. So I'll come here, add this story. See here, it's a general story. My title is that. I'll give it a subtitle. That's my subtitle. Pretty long subtitle. No, that's a picture caption. What should be the subtitle? All right, for the subtitle, I'll just use this right here. And then for the short title, I'll do just this right here. And then for a summary, what I'll do is like the first 3 paragraphs. Okay. And for an excerpt, I'm going to just grab a random chunk from somewhere in here. All right. And I got my display date. It's just set current time. There we go. Hours, like how long it takes to read this thing. I'll say it takes maybe 2 minutes to read it. Right? No seconds. Okay. So, and then let's just say maybe 10 seconds. And then another disclosure copy item here. Let's see if they do disclosures here. Doesn't look like it. That's okay. So I'll just say, please take everything you read here with a grain of salt. I just copied from some site. Okay. We'll say for the analytics title, like what do we want the Google title to be? We'll just say it is going to be the same as that. Same for our Telium title. DC tags, we'll say DC type 1. And then we'll say DC cat 1. Yeah, okay, so there's that. And then for the AH tag 1, and then AH val. Okay, so let's actually change this to key just to be consistent. All right. And we'll generate an alias. That's a long ass title, so that's what it generated. I can clean that up. So I didn't release probe threats. Let's just say the title will be that, right? Denver police probe threats to Colorado judges. That seems lengthy enough to be detailed for keywords, but not too lengthy, right? So now when it comes to author, right, I should be able to find myself in here, right? So there I am right there. So I can click that guy, and there's my tag. So I can close that, and I think I can fix this. I should fix that. Yeah, we'll do that tonight. Let's fix this author field. And then now for the featured image, let's just steal what they had here. So I'm just gonna save image as, well, actually, let's see how protected this site is. I open it. Oh, they're not. They don't care. They don't care. All right. So I'll just do under, we'll just put it in a new folder here. We'll call it, new. Go here, save that. And then now come back over here. I'll do my news. Oh. All right, so we'll just call this a news image of important building. And then for that caption, what we'll do is we'll steal their caption, right? So go triple click that if it lets me. All right, and then there's attribution there too that I could set, but let's just publish that. All right, so now we got one story. Let's make one more just so this can be interesting. I'll make another story later when we get into the queries. Okay, so now we got our stories. Well, we got our story, and I want to make another content type, but first, I guess now I can dive into some code because I want to figure out how to clean this preview up of this field right here. And I'm pretty sure this is something that I control. So let's figure out how to do that. So I'm just going to research the internet. I'm going to do sanity.io, and I'll say entity reference preview. Oh, what's good, bro? What's good, Charm? Hey, it's been a while, man. Yeah, I got to learn some stuff for work, so I figured might as well kill two birds with one stone and do it online. What's good, though, man? How you been? In a reference preview. Um, no, I don't want to search it that way. Oh, Bing is really disappointing me these days. Sanity. Let's do entity reference preview sanity. Um, a preview a reference. I want to preview a reference name in the studio. I have icon type, for example, which has Facebook. Elsewhere, let's see. You can do dot your way into the property. Select. Well, let me see. Let's go to the code and see how we actually set that up. So I'll come here. That should be in one of my. That's going to be my story content type. Don't need this to be this wide. So this is my preview right here, but this is a field that I'm interested in. So it's going to be this field reference. So let's actually just go look at the object type real quick. No, let's look at the reference type in the schema docs. So I go sanity dot, yeah, that's fine. Just still, and then we'll go reference this. And then we'll go schema. And then they should have a reference type. And then let's see if we can do some previewing in here. There's options. Well, this might come in handy, but this ain't what we need right now. Short description, week 2. So this is, we know about this already. Let's see. That's the additional filter. Create a reference programmatically. We don't need that. So we don't need that. That's not what we need. So I think what we need to look at then is the studio docs. What would this be called? This would be called a what is it? Like choose what content to display, selecting entity references sanity. I'm guessing it's something like this. An easy way to get the reference data in a customizing the selection of reference types. This feels like it might be it, but I don't think so. But this might point us to it. Check one more thing too. Another question is, what is this called? This right here. Let me see if they give any inclination as to what it's called. Hard, I guess, but that's not really helping at all. Um, jeez. I haven't testified like always. Saw the street. I want to say, bit of it. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for popping in, brother. I know there's a way to. Let me see if we can figure out like how to get deeper into that because I've seen it before. Or what else I could do? Let's just bang through the UI real quick and see if they. Uh, let's just go reference. And let's see if we can find some people that query in an array of references. The list of references to choose from. that resolve represent block now. That some options for references. I'll say display no, show preview of reference content in field, maybe. It might be something like that. Presented and previewing content. Jump over here. Okay, it's not really telling me much. It's a slug. I don't care about that. That's I'm not seeing exactly what I'm looking for. So let me go back here and see. I know for the preview, that's like an added option on top of the defined type array, right? So I mean the fields array. No, it's defined type, right? So the defined type object takes a fields and a preview, and I don't think we have a preview option. Let's see, configuration AP. Schema for sure. I'm still getting to know these docs too. They're not as straightforward as I would like, but they not bad though. Like honestly, the hardest thing is understanding, like speaking the same language as the people at Sanity, so that you know what to actually look for. Because I'm guessing what I'm looking for right now, I'm not like searching for it correctly, probably. You know what we can do though? We can always look for some hand-me-downs. So I can go to the desk tool and hang on, sorry. Let me do some. Let's say advanced entity reference fields sanity.io. And those all look purple to me. So maybe I'll be more discreet. Author empty. So let's do that. Let's say author colon empty sanity.io. Let's see. And issue value templates. Here we go. Show blog post by author. Ain't gonna give me a oh, you know what I can look at? There's a starter kit. There's actually a blog starter kit from Sanity. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do Sanity blog starter template. Let's do Git. We go get started with the Gatsby blog, and then they should just be able to link me to GitHub repo, right? to. Oh, are they just giving me all the code? Let's just find it. Find if I can get. All right, I'm not seeing it here. Here we go. This is it. I think this is. And then now let's just look at theirs. I don't think it'll be here. I think it'll be in a post, right? I imagine here they have a entity reference field type. Excerpt. Author.name. Author type dot name is what they did. So author type dot name. Right? So I mean in theory, that's all we gotta do too, right? So if I go back to my reference type, and what was our reference? It's a story. Open these fields back up. So if I go to this type person, they did again. Make sure. Yeah, so in theory I could do person.name, right? So if I pull in that person, if I import that person like they imported this author type, let's just do import. I guess I can just do person from dot slash. I don't think I need these ending I think I need to do this for mine because I have them as object references. But I think now I can just do person.name right here. Maybe person.name.first. Let's just try name. And let's go back to our studio and see where that got us. No, it's still empty, right? So I'm gonna delete this just to make sure. But it says it's empty, and I imagine we might have an error there too. All right, so let's get rid of that, and it's still author empty. Let's see if we got any console errors. Not really, right? That's kind of saying like you did okay. Okay, so let's go back to this GitHub. I mean, I guess we could try. Let's see, how did they do their author? Export the file. See, they just exported that directly. We export ours as constants. And yeah, you would think if I export this person, what do I got here? Let's see what I got on person. Wait, yeah, I do have person.name, but it's an object, right? So maybe I can't use that. Let's do person.job title. Let's see if that'll work. Okay. What are they complaining about here? Hey, so what? Why is that a problem? All right, they export their person, their author. Saying, yeah, no, that because their author type has a name, right? Yeah. Unless there's a different way I need to do it. Wait, let's go back to post. Let's just import my person from person. And I might see. I can. Yeah, it doesn't have a default export, so I'll have to say person here. Which I think right. And I don't get why person.job title doesn't. This is the preview, but this is just a preview that shows up in that type, right? So that's not what we want here. But this is a really good example of how to do it. Don't don't know if I'm doing it right necessarily. I know this is good, right? So if I let me do something real quick. Let's do a dump. Not a dump. I don't think that works here. Let's do a console.log of person. I don't know if this works, to be honest. This is how you would debug stuff in certain so the name is person, type document, title people. What would I do? Maybe I gotta do person.fields dot name. No, that doesn't make sense though. Like another question is, what do I get right here under type? Like, what do I have access to under type? Because what they're doing is a little different now that I think about it. So let me try this. Let me try person. First, let's see what they exposed to me. Yeah, fields is a thing. And then what if I do fields.name? Yeah, name doesn't exist on that, right? So if I do fields dot, oh, and these are all and these are all indexed like crazy. So this doesn't feel like the way to do it, guys. I don't think I feel like that's like not how you would go about solving this problem. Tisk group. All right, let's think through it. Let's think through it a little bit. So another question is, where do they come from? Like, where does that data? And there's here, like, where did that come from? Oh, let's go. Wait a second, hang on. Type. It's like they're only doing like some added filters, but that's not gonna. Another thing is like, why wouldn't it just show exactly what I have configured? Hmm. Something. Check this. No, we definitely this right now. What's frustrating is this is exactly what we need. This little author type thing they did right here. Wait, is this even author type? No, this ain't author type. This is author TS. Where'd they get author type from? Slash author. Which is here. That has to be this. So maybe that's like foobar. Maybe you can use whatever you want for that. And then I'm guessing that they chose name. because what would be what would be returned is like a brand new type, right? So if they saying that in the reference field here, they're saying it can be a type of author type dot name. All right, we gotta figure this out, man. What did we see right here? It said author dot. Hang on, let's fix this real quick because I'm starting to feel like I might have something else wrong. At least we know that person object was complete, so that might not be our problem. But let's go ahead and save that. Get back to our starting point. All right, so let's do entity reference. Yeah, let's just do entity reference field shows question mark, not question mark, but they're empty. And then let's do sanity, and let's see if somebody else has. They say reference field's not working in this post here. The same thing. Hold on, let's see what they did. All right, this is really for us. Care about this either. So, yeah, I love these posts that say reference field's not working, but it's like they are working. Care about retrieving. I have a feel that really. Wait, hang on. I saw object. That was another thing I was thinking about. Maybe object is in here. So maybe that's what I got to do. Oh, here we go. Perfect. So it is the same then. It's the same. So I think if I do type of, let's see if they do this inside of a field though. See, they got the. Hang on. I got it. I think I got it. I think this is it. So. Well, I think this is it. I think what you're supposed to do is throw a preview up there. So I should be able to say something like in here, right? So under like after fields, I think after fields. Yeah, I think here I can do a preview object, and really I could just make it match what I did down here. Right? I probably can just do this same thing. Let me see if this works. Because this might work too. Right? And then let's just try that real quick. Yeah, we got an error somewhere. Oh, this keeps happening to me. I don't know why my compiler keeps complaining about that. I think if this worked, then we should be all set. All right, so we getting there. We getting there, right? So it's an invalid preview config. So let's see what they're complaining about. Heads up, blah, blah, blah. All right, so they can't read the key of image here. That's the problem. They can't read the key somewhere. So let's do this. Let's do so what do we have available in the person content type? Like what do we have available to us? Maybe what we can do here is just be like, well, let's just try to brute force, right? I don't know if this gonna work, but we can brute force it first. No, and they saying, I think they said first. Okay, so name dot first. So then, what do these have to? I would imagine these part of the set, right? Hold on, let's just start simple. Let's just do job title. Okay, we'll just only do job title. Our spread to pull in that. Close that for a second. We'll say title is actually equal to job title. All right, so then we can kill that. Boom. All right, let's see if that at least works. Like if we at least get some progress on this little. So that's undefined. Okay, so now what I want to see, now what I'm interested in is like, what am I getting? Like, what is this? What's in here? What did I get in this prepare statement? Let's go back to the API docs. Let's see. Enable specifying a preview option that replaces the default preview for the document type. For more information, see list previews. Okay. These are all types of documents. Previewing from array of values. Care about that. In Studio. How about this? Let's try this. Let's try Hello World. Okay, that should be that's this legal. At least we'll know we're in the right. Yeah, we're in the right place. So maybe we have to do person dot job title here. Maybe it has to be properly scoped. That still says hello world because well, we know that these keys were right, but let's see how this works. So, so that's still not parsing it correctly. And I'm guessing if we were to just pull this object in, that wouldn't make sense either, right? That doesn't really sound right to me. So this looks like it worked. Director.name. And I'm guessing they have a director. All right, let's see if I switch up my prepare statement to look like theirs. So what they did is they just said prepare itself is a um, direct function. So they called it selection. On that direct function, I guess there on that direct function, they have a constant that they say is title, which they defined up top, which all we want is actually job title. Okay, and then we'll say that that is equal to the selection. Okay, And the next line, we'll just return the title as, yeah, let's just try this. Let's try this. Okay, and then we can now get rid of this. Right, and that should be yes. And now probably that field is, everybody knows how to fix it. Let me know. It'd be annoying. Oh, still undefined. And let's just make sure if we remove it and add it back that it wouldn't. Wait, something's happening there, right? Because now when I select it, it opens a sub tab. Oh, never mind. Yeah, so it's still undefined. So this is the preview that we did for this. Did we even do a preview for this one? I don't... Yeah, we did one for this. I could just correctly. I wouldn't need back to the. But that's what preview. That's this, right? If preview user fields for reference documents, all the relations based denotation or related document field you want to display in preview select. Here's an example of a preview movie that uses the director's name as part of its preview. Yeah, it's super simple how they set this up too. It's not like rocket science. They basically just say in my select statement, right? So if we go back here to this guy, in my preview clause, right, I have a select key of whatever the thing is that I want to put on the. Oh wait, I think I need to do this. Yeah, maybe that was the still. But hang on, and that's one thing too. In this doc, they don't show what the field spread is. I would love to see what the fields are here, because if this is a, but yeah, this is just a reference to the entire. Yeah, that's just literally regular. Here, let's do this. Let's select. So selection is doing nothing for me. Title, but title is undefined. So what if I assign it to person? Undefined. Let's see. Object definitely get. I mean, low key, some of these, like none of these are the actual previews I'm looking for. Got a lot of previews. And I understand this type of preview. It's cute and all, but that's not what we like. The preview for an entity reference, which we know now we on the right track with the kind of approach we were taking, right? But we know that selection ain't the right option for it. Selection is gonna come back empty. Selection is just this, right? Selection is just this. Now we need to know, like, how do we tap into the person's, like, is it author? Like, do they just, no, that wouldn't make sense though. Why would they call that? That has to be called a person, right? That's the type that I'm using. Like in this select statement down here, what do they just have you do? All right, well, maybe let's just do that. Let's just say name. Like maybe it implies it so you don't have to use it directly. Happens here. No, it's still undefined. Still undefined. Here's one. This is what we need, right? We have an object. This is just a field type that they created. You got an object that has fields, right? And then, yeah, dude. Hold on. So person should be in here. Yep, a name of person. Yeah, and then so that, I mean, that should work by all means. Like that should work because we did the exact same thing. So maybe we should steal the way they prepared it, I guess. So here, let's try that. So that's the same as us preparing that, though, honestly. And they did person.name. I guess their two is not an array. Maybe it's only an array when you need it to be. Like maybe otherwise it's an object direct. I'm not sure if that makes much. That didn't work either, but now person.name. Still didn't. And at this point, we don't even care about this stuff, right? We just want to see if I pass data here. Because what they're saying is they are getting this selection, right? And using this, the name of this field is person. It's the machine name of their field. So maybe I got to use the machine name of our field. Maybe I got to use author. I know this isn't a. Yeah, it worked that time. All right, fine. Okay, let's see. All right, that's on me. That's on me. All right, so what do we want to see? We want to see the. Actually, we want to just see the same thing in this guy, right? All right. That's on me. We should be able to do it just like this. All right, so we got select name. It's actually going to be author. That's where the word author is coming from. Right? I established that, not sanity. So let's see if this works just like this. Because I shouldn't have to write over it, right? It should just be my selection. Last, I need to actually pluck that out. There it is, right? Ugh. Okay, we can move on. That was tough. Our first challenge of the day. We did it. We did it. Yay. Addy K, what's good, bro? What's good, Addy K, man? We doing some computer coding today, man. We trying to learn this new system, man. It's tough. Yeah, man. It's all love, though. It's all love. Nice to see you on the channel, brother. Hope you're doing good. Hope all is well. All right, so just to recap, this is a reference to your own field set. Just like this is a reference to your own field set in this type that we define, right? Like name is something I define, right? So the implied statement here, whenever you throw a preview on there, is your selection is based on the field that you want to preview. In this case, we want to preview this field set here, right? Where we have this author field. That's a reference to this person content type. So what Sanity's saying is like, okay, well, tell me what values to select and then prepare something. Like actually make it look good, right? In some shape or form. And we all know that the card here, these cards here, they all take a title, right? A subtitle and an image, which is this thing on the left. That's what this is, right? My title, I chose my job title. My name is here for the title. Subtitle is job title, and then my image is just my author photo image. So now I'm able to literally just pluck that image out, pop it in the media section, pluck out the job title, pop it in the subtitle section, same for title, and then boom, that was your uncle, right? Whatever that phrase is. So that's lit. That's kind of dope. All right, now that we got that cleaned up and it's looking a little better, I think we can move on to the actual project that I want to do on stream today. The actual project I want to do on stream today is like, check this out, right? So we got this story, this Denver story. And right now, we plucked out a lot of like metadata for it. So if we go back to this story right here, we plucked out like the title, the summary, an excerpt from random places. But like really what we need to be able to do is we need to be able to create this, right? Like a body of content. But hold on, it don't stop there. Let's look at some of the more advanced stories real quick. See, okay, here's a good example of why of course you're probably thinking when we first look at this, well, just create like a text area field and then just pop all your text in there, boom, you done. But that's not all you got to do, right? Because if you look at some of these other articles, the way they got it set up is like randomly in the middle of a article of text, you can choose to add this image if you want to. Right, and then some of them get even crazier than that. Like some of these, like these right here, are like random calls to action. Right, this saying like you could click this link randomly. Now, obviously, you can put that in as a link, but you wouldn't be able to style it all uniquely like they have it styled here. Right, so they got like if we inspect this ain't just an anchor tag. This gonna have some other stuff on it. They got the target set. They got a data T attribute, which is probably some analytic stuff. They got the link title, right? So like this is probably something you can do in the WYSIWYG, but it could also be a call to action, right? So let's keep going. Let's look at some other nifty stuff that they dump in the middle of an article. See if we can find some in here. Normally the sports stuff, yeah, let me go to okay, here go a good example. Boom. This is like what's that, a video? No, this a carrot. Yo, look at this. There's a whole photo gallery that they just popped in the middle of their story. Now, I don't want to start adding a bunch of tools to my WYSIWYG that's like add photo gallery. Like, no, I don't want to do that. What I want to do is I want to be able to have a narrative selector, right? I want to have one field that's like add narration tool. And if I want, I can say just add text, right? But also if I want, I can say add a CTA. Or if I want to get real fancy, I can say add a whole photo gallery, right? And you can imagine if you click add a photo gallery, you get a bunch more options than if you just click add text. So let's actually scope that out. Like, what exactly are we trying to do? So I want to create, actually, let's make this left. I want to create a custom field. Showing me this, bro. I want to create a custom field that allows me to, what? Right? First thing I want to be able to do is I want to be able to choose what type of, let's just call these Legos, right? Choose what type of Lego I want to stack on the page, right? Because you can imagine that these are all Lego blocks, right? This is a text Lego block. This is a CTA Lego block, like a call to action Lego block. And this is a photo gallery Lego block. Then more text Lego blocks, then another photo gallery Lego block, right? And then more text Lego block, another photo, blah, blah. So that I want to choose what type of Lego I want to stack on the page. That's number one. Number two, I want the fields for each of those Legos to be unique based on the purpose of the Lego. So i.e. text should just be a text field, but something like photo gallery should allow uploading any images, right? And then number three, I want to be able to use as many of these as possible to make up my story, right? So for this, I'm gonna scope this out, but before we even scope this out, I want to recreate this story. Now let's finish scoping this. So what would this look like? What exactly would this look like? So if I had a drop down, right? And then let's say once you click the drop down, you get this little pop up, right? And that pop up would have some options in it, right? It'd be like, let's get some text in here, add a heading. It'd be like, let's say text only would be one of them, okay? And then we'll fill out the fields in a second. Let's get this part down first. Text only would be one of them. And then let's say I want to do a call to action. So call to action would be another one. And then let's say, last but not least, I want to do a photo gallery, right? So now let's actually scope the rest of this out too. We're going to do an arrow. We're going to do this guy. We're going to show what he looked like. Then we're going to do, let's do him first, right? Let's do our text field. So when that pop up, I probably just need two fields, right? Let me just do a field. Okay, boom. Right? So when that pop up, it's probably something like this. Where it's like a text area. Text area. Let's do a text. Like that, right? Then that look hideous, but all right, let's do something. Let's be a little low-fi real quick with this. We are gonna say, let's just say text form. Here with that. This works. All right, so that's like our long form text field, right? So then now, if we look at this, go call to action. It's a little more complicated, right? This form needs a little more things to make it a complete form. So let's actually grab a window like this and let's show what a call to action form would consist of, right? So it'd be a few fields. It'll be one field at the top would be for the all right, one field at the top. Let's just do this though. These are the fields. So this guy would be our little body of text. That is very small. All right, so we know one field, if it's a call to action, the first one you probably need is your title, right? So what is the actual words that's gonna show up for the link? And then another one that you might need is you might need the go ahead and group two. And then another one you might need is you might need to support a URL. Now a URL is not just its own thing, right? A URL has other things too, like we saw that other one just had a data something, right? So for a URL, you need the let's just say we need a data subfield and a link subfield, right? So now we could take this group, we could say inside of that we need a data subfield, and then expand that a little bit. Now boom, subfield. And all of this is really just to be able to tell ourselves with confidence that we can recreate this weird UI that they need, right? So when I'm done, I should be able to select call to action from a drop down, and I should get a drop down that got this field and then this field set in it. And then when I'm done, I should have this call to action content type on the page. All right, and then now the last one is probably our most complicated one, right? Go here. What is? Oh, because I did that, I ain't got no border now. That's how they do me. All right, forget it. I just let it be. All right, cool. Now let's do our photo gallery, right? Oh, let's do this. Put photo gallery somewhere like way over here. Okay, photo gallery gonna need a lot. Let's actually think about this. For a photo gallery like this, what they used is they have a title. Just add. Let's start adding these first. So they have a title. They have the this title links too. So that title is actually it looked like a CTA, right? Yeah, so they have a CTA inside of their photo gallery. That's how they open up their photo gallery. It's nested with a CTA. Inside of the photo gallery is also an array of images, right? An array of images. Each image has a. First, let's do this, right? Let's do our next thing, which is our image field set. So it's going to be images, okay? And then each image, it looks like, has a caption, an actual image, and then what else do each image got? Caption, actual image. That's it. That's all we need. Just the image itself and a caption. Okay, and then that really is it. This makes up our most advanced one. But what makes it really unique is it basically uses some stuff from one of the other ones that we got. Let's just send this to. There we go. So, okay, so now we got our task at hand, right? We need a drop down field that I can hit and I can choose from one of these options. If I select text only, I should just be able to start populating one of those rich text field types, right? And then after that, I should be able to add another one, right? I should be able to click this again. Maybe this says like, oops, maybe this says something like add more, right? And we'll do this the sanity way, however they want us to do it, but this has to be capable of adding more than just that one that I started with, right? So maybe there's like a plus, right? A little plus icon. Let's go elements now. And maybe it's something like this, right? Where you have this to the right. And it's like add more, add more, add more. And then when you click add though, you're choosing from these types. So, okay, so I have no idea how to do this. I'm not, y'all see that I was just stuck on that CTA thing. I mean, on that photo preview thing. So we're doing this together. So let's see how to actually pull this off. Okay. I want to reiterate it one more time. Okay, so I need to be able to click from a add more button of some sort. Like maybe it's going to be not add more, but maybe it's add Lego. Okay, maybe this says add Lego. Sorry. Okay. So let's see. Hey, all good, all good. Okay, cool. So now what I want to see is, let's go back to, here we go. Okay. So first things first, let's go back to our editing experience and let's see, where would we want this field? So this field probably comes in after you've done an excerpt and a display date. You know what? Let's break this form into chunks first, because if we look at the people form, what I did was, now all of these chunks have their own like category. So if I go here, right, we can see I got a main, compliance, and an analytics category. So I broke those fields up, and it makes it a lot easier to digest when some of the fields get extracted. So what I'm thinking is, for stories, right, what we could say is like, we can have like a main tab that's like editorial, title, subtitle, like all of this stuff. Maybe that's even called, uh yeah, let's just leave that as main. And then we'll make a tab called analytics, and that'll be all of this. And then I think URL, alias, and author can go in main, featured art can go in main. And then outside of that, we'll have another group that's specifically for these references that we're dealing with. So let's actually do that first. So I think the way to do that is, first you establish a group. So just still what we did here for person. Right? Groups, and then we said we'll have a main, have an analytics, and then we'll have a references. Actually, we don't do that. Main, analytics, and then references. And then now let's start defining where these go. So I would say editorial type is going to be our main, class main, main. This will be display date, can be duration. Not even sure why I got that. I'm actually gonna get rid of duration. Disclosure is good, but I want to upgrade disclosure to one of the rich text field types. So I'm gonna do that real quick. And we'll also make sure it's, oh, it's already a rich text field type. So that just needs to be main. We always want to end with these commas. List types. Object is spread like that, not in line. So it's new line, always add a trailing comma. But if it's on the same line, you add a trailing comma there. Now, these are going to be our analytics group. So analytics. I will also stack. I don't, not stack. I'll also put these in line because I don't think they need to be stacked. Okay, and then same. Here, and then I'll do the same for this. This can be. And the ordering of this is a little odd to me. Change the analytics group here. Authors, obviously that's too big to be in its own back. Here, so let's actually here, I think. Yeah. Now I can, authors will be that and all right. So bad. Okay, and then we'll main for featured art. Got some other stuff down there that we were tinkering. Don't need to worry about that right now. Let's see what our new form looks like. All right, good. So we have a main tab now that doesn't have everything, has a bunch. We got rid of duration, so that's okay. It has a bunch, but not everything. And now the analytic stuff is over to the side. We can break this up even further if we wanted to. We're not going to, though. No point. We are just going to now start working on our reference field type, and we'll tuck that neat in a group of its own. But first, let's go back here and let's start with the easy part, right? Right now, what I want to start with is I want to pretend that this is just an array of, I want to be able to select multiple fields, right? That's something we know how to do right off the bat. We don't need to go look that up anywhere, right? We already know how to properly, four was a bit too many apps, so stacked. So we will jump down here. Let's create a new field. Okay, and we will call this our app. And then the name of this field will just be our references field. It'll be a type of array. And it'll be, what's the of for array? Let me see. Okay, so that's an object of, for us, it's going to be an object of objects. But let's just start with one. It's going to be an array, object of type. And to start, we'll just say string. And then the field set of this second. All right, so first thing we need to look up is we need to be able to do two different types under here. Right, so going back to those sanity docs, we need to see how to specify that a reference type, now this is going to be an array type. So there's the of key. We need to say that it is a, might be a list, right? Let's see what they do when they have multiple types. So here's two types. But they say you could be either a crew member or a cast member. A crew member or a cast member. I like that. That's interesting, right? Because here they're saying crew member is native, right? Whereas the cast member is a entity reference, right? Something that references a document in the system, which is what we want. This is kind of what this one's what we want. This one. So we will define our own fields for a crew member type or whatever, a text type, and we just need to be able to choose that from our array. Okay, I think I'm ready. I think I know how to do this. I think I know how to do this. So the first thing I think we need to do is we need to define a type. And I think the easiest way to do this first is to say, what if we just said that this was a type of, one of them is a string and the other one is a type of person. Okay, this is kind of what we're aiming for, right? String is already a defined type by Sanity. Person is one of our custom defined types, and it has its own field set, right? So let's see what that looks like in the studio. Document field. Type is going to the array type of property can have both object types and. Oh, I see. Okay. So this needs to be something that we've defined before. One of the types that we have defined is photo. So let's see if that works. And good. And now we should reference tab. Okay, and here we go. Now it's saying I can either add photos or people. Click on photo, I get the form for the photo object, but if I click on people, which we know is a huge form, I get that whole person displayed there, right? And I imagine if I complete this and save it, it'll publish this guy. I think it will publish this. Maybe this will be a native person. Actually, we need to test that. Let's test that. Let's say other combo job title, some title here. We won't fill out all these other fields. We'll just, so it's easy to see. That image. And then we will leave it at that. We'll go ahead and publish this, and let's see if it's created another person for us. It doesn't. So this is native now. This is now native to my content type. The only place this person can be pulled and displayed is intimately, when it's intimately associated with this piece of content. Really interesting. So I'm going to drop this. I don't want that, but now we have the general idea of this field, right? So we can select as many of these as we want. If I'm not mistaken, I can add photo, upload this first one. Add another photo. It can be a separate photo. And that's saying untitled because I didn't provide it with a. We'll just use one of my other here. And I can give some alt text, right? Some alt text. And then some caption. Okay. And then, so that's the caption field that gets populated. It just has, maybe we should make caption required. I'm not sure. But, and then in between here, I can add a person, right? So if I wanted to, I could just add a person here, right? So another combo junkie. And, well, that comment. I wonder if it requires an image. That's interesting. That's interesting. But I can put these in any order I want. And now these will stack, and I'll get them back in my payload in this order. That's what we want, right? We have a bunch of instance-based Lego blocks, right? And when I say that, I mean I'll always have text blocks on every story. However, I'll only have this particular one that starts with perhaps even more jarring was the backlash, blah, blah, blah. I'll only use that on this instance of a story. Right? So I don't need that to be a reusable document. I just need to be able to pull this into this story. All right, so let's start with our text only component. And what we'll do, we'll come over to the code, and we know we need some new types. So when I do these new types, I use the shared fields section, and you'll see I have some different shared fields here. I have photo, URL, alias. I'm gonna make a new one here, and I like to keep my documents alpha sorted. So I am going to add my, just call this a text block. text block field, right? And I'll do export const text block, okay? And then define type is gonna be that's equal to, and in here, I will just start defining my fields, right? So I'll go ahead and steal some of this. Go ahead and get that closed out. I'll steal something easier. Let's steal alias. Alias is way simpler. A text block is easy, right? A text block is just a name of something. We'll call this a name of text. Maybe we name it text block. And then for the slug, the type is going to be an array. And then in the of, it's an array of, right? We need to say it's an array of a type of block. Right? I think that's it. And then we need to wire this up. Whoops. And then we'll need to wire this text block up to the rest of our system. So I'm going to come into my index.ts and I'm just going to add the new text block here and make sure that that is available to any of my schemas, right? Anywhere that I want to use that, I can add it here. Okay, so if we go back to person, for example, you'll see that I didn't have to include that photo schema because I've added it as an available resource globally, schema types. Now I can come into my, let's go ahead and save that. Now I come into my story, and then this can be a text block, I believe. Now if I save that, go back here, I should get an error. Oh yeah, text underscore block. I don't know why I'm doing that when that text for like the string structure for sanity is underscore. Everything's underscore. Anyway, reading map blah blah blah. I don't know what that means. Let's see if I can get rid of this. Try that. Let's go back to our share block here. The name is text block. Type of array. Here, let's just make sure I did that right. I'm still. So let's type of block. Oh wait, I didn't finish it, right? So it's gonna be a should be right. Oh, maybe I have to define the fields for it. Maybe I have to say that it's a type of array, and maybe I have to still so maybe I have to say see define type. Definitely going to be an array. Like this. Here, let's try this. Try change it to. Let's just do type of string. Could it be that text block is defined already? Oh wait, there is a text type. I believe that's just block. let me see if I can use that. Maybe I could just use that, right? I'll just try using that here. I'll leave that in place, but let's see if this actually. Yeah, and that does load. And now for references, let's remove the block, remove the block. All right, so that's not what we want anymore. That's not what we want. So that is a type block and a type. Yeah, see, so that's not what we want. So I kind of think now that this is going to be an object. Instead of this being an array, this is probably an object where it has one field, fields. It's going to be a name is text, and the type be an array, and then this is going to be of a object type. That might be what. Right, and then fields can't be a to be this, right? Object, so we'll call text, and that might to leave index. I think now this should do it. Yep, and there's my text block. Okay, so now I can type in here, hello world, some paragraph text, and then once I'm done, I can come below this and add my photo gallery if I wanted to. So there's that. So we have now a referenceable text block. This one, we need a call to action block. Call to action. So here under D, export const call to action is equal to the type. Okay, and here we'll say the name of this is, let's just say CTA just to be short. Say it's a type of object and its fields. Now this one has more than just one field. This one we're going to have multiple fields. One field we're going to have is going to be our title field. Okay, so then the type here is just going to be a string. Another field we need now is actually a field set, right? So we need another field who's called the URL. Okay, and this is going to be a type of object. Okay, and then that's going to have its own set of fields. So let's actually break this out to make it. And we'll say the fields here in this object now are going to be link title field, right? That is a type of string. Oh, wait, no. Let's do a slug field. We can actually call this a, do we? Slug's that auto-generating field. We don't need a slug for this. So we'll say the name of this, the actual URL is a type. And let's see if there's a URL type. Yeah, there's a URL type. So we can do a URL. Okay. Looks like it's all caps. Yep, type URL. Okay. Put a URL there. And it looks like you have the ability to add some validation. So let's go ahead and do that. So that goes with the URL field type. So here we'll have another breakout where we are now going to say that you can't just use this willy-nilly. You actually have to have one of these protocols in order to use. So now we'll go ahead and save that. I think we're good there, right? We have our title. we have our URL object, okay, which is just one field set. And then we have, that has a title that you can supply. And then that also has a URL value. Now, the reason we do this is because our publishing team, they may want to say that one of these titles is what shows up for accessibility, or maybe it's just for the link attribute, right, for tracking purposes, and the other title is what I want to display to my user. So what we'll do is, instead of just calling this this will be URL.title, and this will just be CTA.title, right? So two totally different things. Let's now incorporate the CTA into our index. So we'll come here. We'll actually start blowing this out. This is getting a little lengthy as well. We'll start doing this. I just don't want this to get so big that I can't read it easily. Here, call to action, and here I will also add call to action. And now in my story, I'm going to say that the other thing that we can use here is the CTA. All right, so now if we go back to our studio, the reference, we will go ahead and there's our paragraph text, and now we can add a CTA. And you can see here we have our CTA title. This is our URL title for the CTA. Then this is a link, right? So if I do hello world, that's not a valid link. Okay, you'll see here that the validation says you're not a valid URL. However, if I do let's do sanity.io. That's also not a valid URL. I think it's because it's missing a protocol. I'll do HTTPS, and there we go. I validated instantly, and now I have a CTA title, a card in the middle. So let's actually edit this. Instead of CTA title, we'll say CTA, so we know it's a CTA, and then we'll say some cool thing you should click. There we go. So now we have those two taken care of, and now for our more complicated object, right? This photo gallery. So the photo gallery uses the CTA type. Okay, so we'll need that. And it also uses the, just in images, there's some image option, right? And I think we have both of those things already built, right? So if we come here, we have a photo object that has alt text and caption and an image object with validation. So we can use this. Right? And then we also have a call to action now. So in theory, to create a photo gallery widget, the one that we need, we can probably just say export photo gallery equals and type. Okay, and we'll say it's name of score gallery. A type of object has two fields, right? Right, and then the fields that it has, there's two fields. One of the fields is my photo field. So the CTA field. Okay, and it has a type of CTA, which we've already defined above. So I think we can use it in this exact same file. And then the other field that we have here is a photo field. So we'll call this images. Oh, wait. So the other one actually is a little trickier, right? The other one is an array of images. I should be able to add multiple. So that's going to be a name of images, but it's going to be a type of array. Already we can see we need to blow this out so we can read it a little easier. Okay, so it's a type of array, and then it's an array of what, right? It's an array of just a single thing, right? Type photo. There we go. Now, let me call action. And what? Oh, gallery. Our text. Okay, so now this should work. I think this is gonna work out of the box. Let's check it out. Oh, wait, you have to add it first, right? There that it's, and there may be an easier way to do this so I don't have to keep behind myself adding every single thing. But for now, this is fine. It's not a big deal. Then on our story, we have to actually say that the other thing we do here is a gallery. So we, and I think I like the fact that it's uppercase, like camel case for the constants in JavaScript, but as far as my machine language and IDs are concerned, it's just an underscore separate list, right? Whenever there's multiple words, it's either camel case if it's a variable in my React component library, but if it's a reference in Sanity, it's 2 words and they're all, the spaces are right, they're always separated by. So I think that's a way for me to keep track as I go through this and it gets more large, the library. It's a way for me to keep track of what these reference, right? Do they reference the machine ID that I gave the component in the name parameter, or does it reference the component ID that I exported? I'm actually gonna keep that. Now if I go here and add a photo gallery, we can see that I have a CTA, right? And they even did me the honor of collapsing my URL field so it's not too crazy. I can say my photo gallery CTA, and this is gonna be, hey man, you should really consider clicking this. Okay? And then for the URL, so that's gonna be 2 fields. So this is gonna be super cool, and then the URL is gonna be https:// let's do google.com/images. I'm sure that's the thing. And then now we can add multiple images. So let's actually upload 4 of our old stream images, right? So we'll say afternoon in Diablo, and let's say stream at 2 p.m. for some for action. Rest in peace to that game. And we can keep going, right? Let's add another. We'll say this is another Diablo. This is just a join the Junkyard Diablo promo. This one will say Junkyard open for business. Join now. That's our caption. So we got 2 images in. Right? Now we're done. Now we have a beautiful references section that we can actually use. However, I don't like these icons, okay? I don't like this at all, right? I think that this can be a lot prettier and it can do something to showcase what type of it is. So right off the bat, for the references component here, I want to include a preview section so that perhaps what this should say is it should pull in the CTA title and perhaps it should pull in the CTA title and maybe, I don't think I need the images here, right? I think I need something that tells my users that this is a text component, this is a CTA component, and this is a photo gallery component. So, or Lego. So let's look at that, right? Because these Legos need to be kind of representative of what they showcase. So I'm gonna go back over to the code and I'm just gonna look and see. I know I added icons here, right? So we can, whenever we're defining a type, we can declare a icon. So I think that'd be the easier thing to start with. So let's start with the icons. I'm gonna just change all of these to circle icons to start. There's my circle user, and I'll just go ahead and import this because that is the library that we'll be using for icons. So there's my circle user. There is my photo. Oh, that should be photo gallery. And the other one was the text block. Okay. If I save that now, refresh, all of those icons should be just as if they were users. Perfect, getting a little better. So now let's go over to Lucide React and see what the, go to these icons. I have that bookmarked, you should too. Let's see if we can find something that just represents text. All right, and this is what we have come to learn as a representation of a block of text. This is even better almost, right? But this is almost like the indent icon. I want to show something that looks like a blob of text, right? But I think it's this guy. So let's do text. Go ahead and copy this JSX. And then now I'll just paste this here because all we really need from that is the thing to import, right? So we'll use text. And then for CTA, let's see if we have a CTA. Let's see. Go to action. How about just a link? Yeah, that's fine. Link is fine. We'll use there. And then let's do a gallery. Let's see if we can do a gallery. Yep, and that is what we normally see. We have a gallery. So this. All right, and there we go. And we got book image. So I'm gonna copy all three of these because I'm lazy. Now I'll come here, instead of circle user, this is gonna be our text. And then instead of gallery, instead of circle user, this is gonna be our book image. CTA, instead of circle user, it's gonna be our link. Go back to Studio. Those look good. The CTA title is fine here. I don't know if we need to. You know what would be cool if the subtitle here can actually link you. So it'd be a link that actually it shows this, but takes you here. Let's see if we can pull that off. So I'm gonna go to my call to action, and under fields, right? We know that under fields we can do a preview section. Let's just go ahead and steal that. We're developers and we are lazy. Let's just steal this preview object. Okay, and let's come back here and let's just pop that in. And now we'll say that the things that we want to show in this preview is we know that the icon is covered, so we don't need the photo. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. We just want the subtitle, right? That's really all we care about. The title's covered. We don't need that. I don't know if this is going to work like this. Well, let's find out. Let's see if this works. So I want to say that the title pulls from that the subtitle pulls from the URL dot title. Okay, so let's see if that works. This is going to be URL dot title. And this is just going to be, let's call this the CTA. Yeah, let's just call this the URL, right? And then what we'll do here, we'll do URL here. And then here what we'll do is we'll just say this is a URL dot title. And we'll also conditionalize it so that if this doesn't exist, that nothing, okay? Now if I save that, let's see if this was clever enough to also keep my title intact. Sure if it would. It doesn't, right? So we owe it a title as well. Title. Okay. And then we'll say that this pulls from just the main title. And we'll say that the title here is going to be whatever my title was here. Okay. I have to pass that. These are spread operator. This is my selection object, right? So I'm telling it which bits of data to actually use. So I'm going to do that, but now I'm going to do something else interesting, right? I'm going to say that instead of it just being the title here, I'm going to do a 2 backtick so I can do some HTML. I'm going to do href equals, and I'll put something in there in a second, and then I'll actually do a title. I believe this is the syntax for title. and then we'll say yeah, after two. And then this is going to be url.url, right? So let's actually change that to link, because url.url looks ugly and I don't like it. Okay, and then now when we save this, I believe, now let's actually put a target equals underscore blank here so that it opens in a new. But now I believe that works. I think that works like that. Doesn't. Maybe I don't need the backticks surrounding, because it already has qualified. And maybe I also don't. Hang on, maybe the way to write this. Hang on, maybe we did this. Maybe the way to write this is to be like url.title question mark, and then do backticks or no. See if that works. Yeah, that works. Okay, cool. So now we can just do the HTML that we wanted, right? We can say, oh, let's do this. That in there. This is also gonna be url.type. All right, that might do it. That's it stringifies it. Yeah, it's stringifying it. So let's see if we have some examples of HTML. See, I know I do. Maybe it needs to be TSX. So it probably needs to be TSX, and that means that I may need to share fields, change the TSX. Right, so that's not broken. Like sanity still loads fine. Right, we still got that. So let's do a React link. Let's see how that works. No, let's just say anchor tag in React. I don't want to do React. How about this? HTML tag X. Hold on. Oh, we have some Bing automated. Wait, but what if I want to link to? How about this? Yeah, so I think I have to use a component here. Let me see. Excuse me. Well, it looks like they are using. Same. And they're just as straight up. Let me see if Sanity UI has. See if Sanity UI has. There's their form stuff. Yep. Let me check. Nope. No help right now, given. Only thing I can think of is a component, but it looks like that link component doesn't. That the Oh, so it is just that. Okay, cool. All right, fine. It is as easy. Assuming it. So basically, what I need to do is I need to import the link component from React. Um, um, I need to do an as clause here. I think. I think I need to do as well, maybe. maybe it's the other way around. From as React link. Ports as as oh, I see, I see, I see. Uh, so I'm gonna kill this. I'm gonna say imp React router done. Okay, and now there we go. Now if I run dev again, should be able to our link here. Back to the yeah, there we go. Let's just go back to the sanity and make sure that let's make sure that our URL was absolute. Hope it's undefined. At link URL.link dot. No, it should be URL dot. URL dot. That's definitely showing as titled instead of that. What about the title? Is the title there? Yeah, the title is there. So how do you pull value? Here, let's do this. Let's spit out URL. I keep forgetting we don't need to do that. Let's just see what it need to. All right, and yeah, it's URL. Oh, it's URL still. Oh, I see, I see, I see. Okay, so that's gonna be still selection. That's the URL title. That's still the old. It's still .url. I changed it. How about this? Let's do CTA. Then odd. So let's just confirm that we're in here. Yeah, no, we're not in there. We're somewhere else somehow. We're in some other context. Because the two fields that I've supplied here are. Oh, wait, you know what it is, guys. Here's what it is, right? Here's what it is. So this can be link, okay? This will work, but first I have to destroy what I saved under those old keys because this is a data lake, so they're gonna take things literally, right? So I have to remove the guy, and when I add him a new, right? So I'll say CTA title click here now, and then now this is gonna be CTA URL title, right? And that's gonna be some TA meta, right? And then now HTTPS going to right? So now there's my link, right? So now there's that URL. Yeah, there's that link now populated. Okay, cool. So that being said, I should be able to say, how do you do target? Link React. See what we can. So I want to see if we can get a target attribute. Let's just say target. I just add target. Set. They're saying that we should be. It's the backticks that we don't. Maybe I have to do it in subtext. Maybe it's like. Let me. Right, and then from right, and then here you do right, and then be in here now. Shoot. Figure out how to pass HTML. Pretty sure they've done it. I guess if this works, we can just really easy to do, and I just know how to accent next. The subtitle isn't really HTML. That's okay. We'll just do URL dot. Here's what we'll do. It's fine. $, question mark. And maybe we can link this. I don't. Oh, you can't any of this. These are buttons themselves that have events tied to. That wouldn't make sense. Oh, that wouldn't make sense actually. Now that I'm thinking through. Because if I click references out to the URL here, that wouldn't allow me to edit it. That makes sense. So the next thing we need, let's add a preview for the photo gallery. I think what we should do for the photo gallery is show how many images there are. So let's say for the subtitle, it shows number 3 images. For title, will show the title, the gallery title. So we'll steal this preview. This out. We're done. gallery. Say under that fields, at a preview section, we'll say you can get the title, which is the actually going to be the CTA.title. And also for the images, say that's going to be this image. So images. Then let's actually do a, it's not, do a console of images to see what we get back here. See what we have. Yeah, so I can just do a count here. I can do an images.length. Title is I should be able to do a .length. And you should really click this, and then it says you don't need to say. Actually, yeah, let's lead in with say. It's actually both. Yeah, at least do both. It's okay. It's okay. You don't need to say total. Say image. And say. And then now we have our. All right, I am a little wiped. This was a lot of fun. I think I'm gonna stop there though. This was super dope. So let's just recap what we. I think we have some work to do tomorrow. I think we have a really good starting point. Like if this is our references section, this is probably not a good name for it. It's more like body, right? Yeah, so story body is really what this is. So let's actually give this title, this group. Let's call the group story body. Okay, and then now we know that this section is our story body. And these are our Legos, right? Or let's call those elements. What we'll do is we'll call those elements instead. We'll say elements. Now that makes more sense, right? Our elements make up the story. And I think tomorrow what we need to do, we'll have a text block here. Say, so actually this. So we'll here, we'll CTA. This right. That'll also be our title and then our link. This guy links. For our photo gallery, we will title link will this link for the images. Pop this open. Let's just grab these. Right? So we'll beauty of work and let's take the first image. Inspect it, see if we can caption or alt text. Also, this is actually lazy here is that chunk of text, and then let's actually represent the after first, and then we'll. That's just an action. So now we have the really close representation. I want to move story body. So main I'll put here. I want to move story body above the. I'll call this is story body. So now, and then story body. Like the something. I go here, story. Yep, I can add in. I have to worry about cluttering up my actions. Are never going to be reused again. Never going to reuse these twice. I'll publish this tomorrow. I think that was synced. Okay, so what are we gonna do tomorrow? Let's talk about that. I think tomorrow what we should do, now that we have a more fully fleshed out story, we should probably look at the grok side of things, because one thing I also wanted to see if we could do is I want to see if we can enhance this field a bit, and instead of only selecting from the like when I select these, I have to create a brand new one. But what if I had a bunch of other CTAs that I've used in other stories that apply all over the place? It would be neat if when I click this, this could either be a reference to an existing CTA or I can create a new, right? So in some way, I would have to use grok to be able to say that this here is a filtered list first, or it's a CTA, right? It would have to be both of those things. So we'll look at that tomorrow to see if there's the power to do that. And we'll also look at how to take this story that we have and make sense of it from a data perspective so that we can get all of this content back in a consumable object that a NextJS React front end could then construct and display, sort of like this, right? Where we have all of the things we need to generate a cute look and feel. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for everyone that joined. I am your boy Combo Junkie. This has been a session of learning with Combo Junkie. Okay. This has been a session called Learning to Code with your boy Combo Junkie. All right. Until the next one. See y'all later. Peace out.